Sharing time, that time in primary when children increase their love for the gospel by singing and sharing ideas in an interesting and active way. It's a special time when members of the presidency and others give instruction to the children. It's a time for primary leaders to develop a love for and closeness to each child. Sharing time includes approximately 15 minutes for a presentation and 15 minutes for singing time. These two parts may be separate or combined into one 30-minute presentation that includes music. The standard of sharing time presentations should be high quality, and all activities should be appropriate for Sunday. The ward primary presidency is responsible for sharing time. They plan, conduct, and supervise it. They know the needs of their primary better than anyone else. They're in the best position to coordinate the sharing time themes with appropriate music and with individual class lessons. Although many others help and participate, the presidency is in charge. No one else is called to have this responsibility. Planning, the key to a successful sharing time, should be done at the executive meeting. The second counselor coordinates sharing time and conducts the planning. This presidency is prepared to plan. They have studied the instructions and guidelines in the Primary Sharing Time Resource Manual. They know that following the guidelines has resulted in their most enjoyable and effective sharing times. They have a variety of resources for reference: class manuals, scriptures, the Children's Sacrament Meeting presentation, and family home evening manuals. They also know that it is important to use only materials produced by the church. As you see, they are planning for several months in advance. With the guidelines from the Primary Sharing Time Resource Manual in mind, the presidency will 1. Consider the needs of the children, 2. Choose and develop a theme, 3. Plan for several months, and 4. Make assignments and give help.
How do you feel about the children learning more about the apostles?
Oh, that would be great.
Excellent.
And, that would be
I was thinking of the theme, Calling Apostles of the Lord.
Very good. Well, that would fit in great with our music theme. It would be very effective. Okay. As a matter of fact, we could use it for the entire month.
Well, that sounds good. And how about inviting some of the priesthood brethren to help us with the presentation, maybe by introducing it the first week?
Good idea. And one of the things that that we'll be needing to do is review with them the guidelines from the Primary Sharing Time Resource Manual. And then if we could do a little brainstorming and give them some ideas for making their message appealing to the children.
Good. Let's plan to do that. Now, what do we want the children to learn?
Well, I think a good place to start would be to teach them what an apostle is and what an apostle does.
And how an apostle is called.
Excellent. Oh, I think that would be very good.
I can just see a row of 12 chairs representing the quorum of the 12 apostles.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and we could have 11 boys sit on them, but one chair would be left empty to represent a vacancy in the quorum.
That would be very realistic.
Yes.
Very realistic.
When they plan together, one idea generates another, and some exciting presentations are created.
We could use the 6th Article of Faith, you know, the same organization that existed in the primitive church, and all the children could be involved in a game to learn it.
Now, there's a good scripture in Luke.
That's right.
Yes, that would go right along with that.
And the Valiant class has a lesson about the Apostle Peter. They could do something from that lesson for a class presentation.
For the younger children, we could dramatize the calling of the original 12. The boys could lay down their nets and any of their other work and then follow Jesus as a narrator reads from the scriptures.
And for the older children, the boys could line up, each one representing one of the apostles. And they could each say, for example, I am John, and tell about John, and so on.
Excellent.
Good idea. And I could make name tags to identify each one of them.
Very good. For the younger children, we could do a picture puzzle.
And we'll need a class presentation for the younger children, too. I think that would be a good idea.
Very good, yes.
Now, the CTR class has a lesson on the restoration of the priesthood. They could plan a good presentation using that lesson.
Yes.
Yes. And we could summarize with a game matching apostles to their names or pictures.
Oh, I could make up that game to use. That would be fun.
Oh, that'd be great.
Music. I can't think of a better song than Come Follow Me. We could use it all month.
Yes, it fits perfectly. Fantastic. Well, we've got more than enough ideas to fill the month of July.
Good.
Yes.
Now, let's organize each week and check the guidelines to make sure we remembered everything. Then we can go right on to August.
Okay.
Shirley, would you please talk to the music leader and let her know our themes and
Yes.
Ideas for the month.
Okay.
And check with her to see if she would have any suggestions that she might want to add.
Okay.
And Susan, if you would make copies of the planning chart and then make sure that the music and in-service people get a hold of those too. In our departments at the Word Primary Leadership Meeting, each of us should discuss plans for the sharing time presentations and then make the necessary assignments to the teachers.
Good.
Okay?
You know, our class presentations have really improved since we began discussing our plans in
Oh,
departments.
That's
yes,
right.
I've seen it change.
Everyone has been well prepared, and very important, the children seem to enjoy participating.
That's right, yes. Okay, and reminding the teachers helps too, I know. Make the assignments about 5 weeks ahead and then give them a planning chart. And then I check about 2 weeks in advance to see if they need my help or help from the music leader or the in-service leader.
Well, that seems about
That
right.
seems the way it
Uh-huh.
has really worked well, don't
Yeah.
you think so?
Right. Okay,
Wow.
thanks for all your good ideas. We have really accomplished a lot today.
How did this presidency plan? They came to their planning meeting having reviewed the guidelines and instructions in the Primary Sharing Time Resource Manual. Then, using approved resources and sharing ideas, they first considered the needs of the children, and second, chose and developed a theme, planning how to involve the children actively. Third, they planned several months in advance, using a planning chart and coordinating their plans with the music leaders. Fourth, they made assignments and gave help where needed. By planning together, they have made their task easier and their sharing times more successful. You can have similar success with your sharing time presentations if you take the time to plan effectively. With just a few minutes of planning, you and your primary children can enjoy sharing time and grow in the gospel together.